Hi everyone, this is Kane here again. Tomorrow my neighborhood is doing a silly faces hunt, so they are asking that kids at home color and decorate silly faces and put them in their windows so that whenever you have time you can get out for a walk and get some fresh air and count how many silly faces you can find in the window, just like we did earlier this week with shamrocks. So I thought that you at home might like to do that as well. I'm not sure if your neighborhoods are participating in that, but you can always hang yours in your window, have your parents put a picture on our Facebook page so that we can all share together and stay as our Gibraltar community still connected. Okay, so very simple. There's a lot of different things you can do if you want to do a silly face. You can even just do something simple like an emoji. And so if you want to do something that has a very specific shape, so this is obviously a circle, or if you wanted to do a square, you can go around your house and find household things that you can just trace to create that shape. So you just hold the item down. This is heavy, so I don't have to worry about it slipping around on me. And go about halfway around, come back the other direction, and trace the other half. And you'll have that perfect circle to get started. You may want to do something that's larger. Same idea, just trace halfway and then the other half. So these will give you some circles if you want to do something simple like an emoji face, like you can see that I've done here. Use whatever materials you have at home to decorate. You may decide that you want to do something different. So here's an example of a robot face, which is kind of silly as well. To do this, again, I just found something in my house to trace. So I have my pencil box and I just set that down on the paper. And actually when I was tracing it, I didn't realize that on one side it has a little indent, which was kind of fun. So when I did that, I got this little indent here that you can see created this little bump out for the mouth that I made. And then you can use smaller items to trace different things on here if you would like. I'm going to show you, I'm going to attach at the end. I have some 5th grade students who have wanted to try drawing faces. So I found this online. This is very basic, just the simple steps of starting to draw a face. Obviously not realistic yet, but it's giving you the ideas of proportions you would need and how to divide that up if you're going to draw a face. So I'm going to show you that quickly and then show you a couple different eyes that you might want to add to your face, different styles, and then have fun with your project. So to draw a more realistic human face, this is really just showing you some of the basic proportions. You can see these drawings don't look 100% realistic. They're more cartoon, but they're starting to get the shape and the proportions of a human face in very basic steps. So I'll post this at the end of the video and you can pause it. This was just found online, so you can pause it and then you can go ahead and see if you can follow some of these steps. All right, so just to show you quickly, first thing you want to do is trace a circle. So I'm going to trace my coffee mug. And for tracing, it works best if you trace half and then reach around the other side. Otherwise, you're trying to get your hand all the way around something, which can be a little difficult. So that's the first step that you're going to do. Then the next thing you want to do is right from about the center of this circle, you're going to bring down a rounded portion for the chin. Now you can see I'm doing this, you might consider this to be a little bit sloppy, but I like to sketch. So I'm doing this a little darker than you should so that you can erase. But I like to sketch loosely until I get the shape that I want, and then I can go in and erase what I don't need. Okay, and I'm doing this upside down, so you'll be seeing how this is turning out before I do. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is you want to divide right down the middle of the face and then right down the middle this way. Okay, this is going to help you keep everything symmetrical, and we've talked about in class that our faces are symmetrical, especially with our older grades. We've been talking a lot about symmetry this year. And so if you're not sure, where is the middle on this? With my ruler, I can go ahead and measure. This is about 5 inches. So the face that I drew, now yours will be different depending on what you're tracing for the circle. So I'm gonna mark 2.5, right in between the 2 and the 3, this longer line right in the middle, that's the 1/2 inch mark. So this is 2 1/2 inches. I'm gonna make a dash there, and then I can divide the face horizontally, okay? So now, this is how your face gets divided up. This is your line of symmetry. On each side of this center line, you need to add in your eye, an eye. So the eyes are more of an almond shape, which is like an oval with more of a pointed end on each side. Now I'm drawing upside down, like I said, so this may turn out a little odd. One thing that I was told in college is if you're ever really struggling when you're doing observational drawing, when you're looking at something and trying to draw exactly what you see, they say, try and draw it upside down. Turn your paper upside down and draw, and then you may have more success because you're literally drawing what you're seeing instead of what your mind is telling you that is something is supposed to look like. Okay, so you put your eyes in. Now the next step is from here to here, wherever the halfway mark is, that is going to be where the nose is. Now you can measure that if you want. You may be starting to get down to very small fractions, which for some of us, measuring some of the younger students is going to be a little bit difficult. So if you need to eyeball that, that's fine. So I have 2.5, so I will do 1 1/4 inches. That's going to be the halfway line between the bottom of my chin and this center point. That's going to be where my nose is going to be. Okay. So this is where my nose is going to be. And then halfway between my nose and the chin, you can measure that again if you want. That's going to be your mouth. Okay, you'll go in and you'll erase all these guidelines that you don't need. And then you can make your face as silly as you want for our silly face project. Maybe you add another eye, or maybe you add really long eyelashes, or polka dot patterned skin, however you want to design your face to make it silly. And then you can add in hair, so whatever your person's hair is going to be, you'll draw that in. And that's going to obviously come up above the person's head. Okay, when you do that, after you're done, you'll go in and erase this line of the head that's coming around here. I'm doing this on this pink paper because for some reason I have a lot of extra pink construction paper around my house. So you'll go in and erase that. Okay, and then these will be the lines of your hair. You can color that in using any materials you have at home. Be creative, even like we talked about yesterday, if you only have a pencil and you don't have crayons or markers, that's okay. You can do a lot of shading with a colored pencil. I like to turn my pencil on its side to do shading, and just wherever I want something to be darker, I press a little bit harder. Wherever I want it to lighten up, I lighten up the pressure. Okay, so it's lighter. But wherever I want it to be darker, I press harder with my pencil. Okay, so have fun with it. We have a guest coming in a moment, a student guest that's going to show you how to draw some interesting eyes.
Okay, today I'm going to be drawing an eye. And the first step is you draw a little line like that. And then you sort of curve up a little. And then you trace over the line and go straight a little, longer than that if you were to go down. Then you're going to darken those. Then you will make a half oval, sort of not, because you already have this, and then you would sort of make an ovally part. And then you would draw an oval inside, and then you would draw a little smaller oval, and then a smaller oval. And then you're gonna color it in. And that's an eye.
Very cool. Thanks, Ada.